Hi everyone. Today's topic is a very interesting one, right? I know that a lot of us have gotten catfished or are worried about getting catfished, especially on Airbnb or any other platform that you can book a home. So I know a lot of people ask me. So before I started out my business, I can say I'm a veteran Airbnb booker. I book a lot of homes, and I have friends that ask me questions like, oh my gosh, what do you look out for when you're booking? How do I prevent being scammed or catfished? You know, they don't want what I ordered versus what I got situation and all of that. So I'll give you about 5 to 7 tips from a veteran Airbnb booker on things to look out for when you're booking a short stay. All right, so the very first thing I will tell you is pictures. Like, yes, it's funny, contradictory, because pictures equals catfishing, but no. You have to look at your pictures because that's what literally draws you to a home, which is why hosts, your pictures need to be on point. Because if you take slurpy pictures, nobody's going to book your homes. I remember I had listened to a podcast where one of the founders of Airbnb actually said when they started out, they remember when they started out on the platform, right? People will just use their phones. I'm talking maybe as far back as 2008, 2009. People would use like their random phones to take pictures of their homes, and they noticed that, you know, people were not really booking, people were not really into the Airbnb thing. So the game changer for them was they went to these people's homes in New York, different places, and they had a professional camera and they were taking pictures of these places, and it changed the trajectory of what you know. And this is not me boboing you, this is actually a true story. It changed the trajectory of what you and I know what Airbnb is, just those pictures, high quality images. So even when you're even uploading your pictures on the platform, they will tell you it has to be this quality, it has to be this ratio, it has to be, so it's very, 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 very important. I personally, I look at the pictures first. I'll scroll through the bunch of, and the pictures have to be adequate and not too much, you know. So scroll through the bunch of pictures, look at what the living room space is, look at what the bedroom looks like, the kitchen, the bathrooms, before I now decide to now proceed to other things. So the first thing I look out for, definitely pictures. So number 2 for me will definitely be the distance to my purpose of visit, right? So I'm going to a place with my kids, for example. I would want a place that is as close to all the kid-centric activities as possible. If I'm going on my own, I can stay in the bush. I don't care because I'll be fine, right? But if I'm going for business now, I will want to stay in a place that is as close to my conference or my business meetings as possible. So you have to figure out what is the purpose of my visit, how far do I want to go. So if you're going to a place where you're going to be entering Ubers, I don't think you want to be anything more than 20 minutes away from your purpose, right? So now if you go to a place and you're renting a car and you like to drive, you can be as far away as possible. But for me, I look at the distance from my purpose of visit, like I had mentioned. So if it's a family visit, I know that I want to be as close to many kid-centric things as possible. If it's personal, I can literally stay anywhere or hire a car. If it's business, I want to be as close to my conference or my business meeting as possible. So it really depends on what you're going for and the purpose of your visit. Number 3 for me will be the amenities. So what exactly does the space have? Again, I'll go back to my kids because I have children. When I'm traveling with my kids, I want a space that is gated, number 1, and number 2, that most likely has a swimming pool because my kids swim. Another thing that I would actually like is a playground. So it's easy for us to just jump out from the apartment, have them go downstairs, play, use the pool, come back up. That convenience, you can't buy that, right? For me personally, one amenity that I would like in a space is a gym because I work out a lot. So I want a place where I can work out. I'm not too big on things like the kitchen or what the kitchen looks like because most times when I'm on holiday, I buy takeouts. However, if I am going with my kids, again, it has to be a space that has a kitchen, like a good enough kitchen where I can whip up something for the kids, because sometimes these kids can be very picky, you know, so those are the amenities that I will personally look out for. Again, it is based on your own, you as a traveler, you know what I mean? So it's based on what your preferences and what your interests are. So look out for that and ensure that, and if there's any form of like ambiguity, you can always just send the host a message and ask questions. Oh, I see that you guys don't have this. Can this be provided for me? Or do you have this? Or where's the closest place around you that has that? Which takes me to my next point, which is how responsive is your host? So which is like point number 4, right? I absolutely love responsive hosts, which is why on platforms like Airbnb, you will see things like response rate 100%, response rate 90%, response rate, you know, because they know that there's so much competition out there, people are fishing every second. It's not just your home there. They're probably talking to 5,000 other hosts, right? And most times it's just human nature. You will lean towards the one that gives you the most attention, you know, so the one that responds to you at the click of a button. It feels like, oh, they want my business, they're hungry for my money, do you understand? And I will spend my money there. So if the host is very responsive, I most likely will book that home over another home that I have to wait like an hour or 2 hours, or even sometimes 24 hours before I get a response from the host. Sometimes it's really not their fault, but sorry, it is what it is. And the great thing about responsiveness is it just shows me that is a type of attention that I will get when I am in your home. It means that when I have any issues or any complaints, it will be responded to in such a timely manner because you value my time and you think I'm very important. So yeah, responsive hosts 100%. Obviously, we can't forget one of the most important things, I don't know why I put it at number 5, is reviews. And you can tell the difference between a bot type review or, oh, you quickly tell your friends, please go and write a review on my book. There's a difference between those kind of reviews and reviews that are detailed. Detailed reviews, like, it doesn't even have to be lengthy, but you can tell that this person actually stayed in this place and this person had this experience. Those are the kind of reviews that you look out for. Don't look out for reviews that are very, oh, cool space, we'll come back, Which is why as hosts as well, you need to try and get your guests to write you more detailed reviews than all those very, very airy-fairy type reviews. So it should be detailed. Let them just express themselves. Obviously, houses all have challenges. The internet might have been down, all sorts of things. But in those reviews, you will see, oh, the internet was down for a while, but the way the host responded to, you know, making sure we're comfortable or making sure things were done on time, we're compensated for this. Those are the kind of things that you should look out for. And I would say do not book any home that has anything less than a 4.5 out of 5. I mean, there are a lot of homes that will give you 4.8, 4.9. So why are you doing anything less than 4.5, right? So 4.5 out of 5 should be your least, to be honest. Yeah, in terms of what you should look out for. So what else about reviews? There's also bad reviews as well. You need to look at how the host has explained their side of the story, right? Like I said, nowhere is perfect and some gets crazy, to be honest. But once you see a bad review, just take a look at how that person has handled that bad review, you know, and then that should also help you judge. Because we have had, I mean, I act like my homes are perfect. No, they're not. We've had a couple of bad reviews, but I always tell my team to be very polite, you know, and just be polite, be concise, and make sure your points, you have to tackle every single point that was raised, and you have to tackle it in detail, you know. So if a guest says, oh, the AC wasn't working when I was there, blah, 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 you'll say, I apologize for the AC wasn't working and we brought in an AC guy to fix it at so and so time. Yes, it was. And also admit to your mistakes as well. So say, for example, if you promised them that it was going to be fixed in 3 hours and it wasn't done until 24 hours, you have to explain yourself as well. So it's very, very important for you to look at how the host responds to a bad review, and then that will help you make your decision. So another one, which is point 6, is the little details. That for me feels like that host is a very thorough person, extremely thorough. And thoroughness is not something that is selective. So thoroughness, you'll find the thoroughness in every single aspect of their home. You know, even in their responses, in the way they handle your situations, the way they deal with you, the way they welcome you, it just comes through everywhere, right? So the little tiny details. For example, in our homes, we have spices. It's funny because spices, everybody's like, spices are normal, right? But we have this suya pepper spice that is a banger. You know, and we know that our guests really like it, so we always have it in the house, right? We also have like a tea box, right, which has like milk, coffee, sugar, oatmeal sachet, because sometimes people just come in and they might not have time to, they just want something very quick and easy, you understand? So we have that complimentary. Another thing we also have is pool toys. So the pool toys, there's a swimming pool in the building. So the pool toys are literally for people that, I mean, there's a floaty for people that might not be able to swim, and then a ball for just people that are here with their friends and just want to have a good time. So we are very particular about those little details that will just make you stand out. So when I look at, because I think that way, right? I look out for Airbnbs that have all those little things, you know, because like I said, it just feels like, okay, this host is very thorough. This host is very, I don't want to use the word finicky, but it's very particular about certain things. So it means that they'll be particular about my entire stay. So wrapping up, final one will definitely be the cancellation policy and the house rules of the Airbnb. For example, if you're a very spontaneous traveler and you change your mind a lot, you should look out for homes that have flexible cancellation policy as opposed to more. So there's flexible, there's moderate, there's strict, there's moderately strict, because you don't want to lose money and things like that. So make sure that the cancellation policy is flexible, that you can cancel at any time and just, you know, just pay like a service fee. And then their house rules as well. The house rules can be anything and everything. Some places don't want pets and you have a dog. Some places don't want you to smoke and you like to smoke. Some places don't want you to party and you're actually booking the home because you're going to have like a party or a rave or whatever. So it's important to you look into things like that so that you don't get charged, you don't get unnecessary billings, and then you yourself are a thorough person too. So yeah, very important. So those are the things that I look out for when I'm booking an Airbnb, both home and abroad, you know. So yeah, so let me know if there are any things that I had missed out, and I'll see you in my next video.